Welcome in, everybody, to the Talk Anime Podcast.
He's Jared. I'm Justin.
And we're here with our mid-season
anime review of what's left of spring 2020.
Yeah, so this episode from us typically would probably be like an hour, 2 hours long.
Yeah, it could be.
But Rona has canceled everything.
Yeah, about
which
that.
I don't know how that's going to impact our thoughts on the spring season episode, if we'll even have that episode, because maybe nothing will finish.
Yeah.
But we'll come up with something. Maybe
we'll
like an anime review of like an older show. Maybe we'll sprinkle in a My Hero Season 2 review before we were expecting to do that. Could do something like that.
Yeah, probably.
We do have Mecha May coming up very shortly. So
Mecha
May. We're going to pick a mecha anime and review it.
We're going to talk about it.
Yeah, which we haven't talked about what we're going to do for that yet.
Space robots.
Which maybe we should do that at some point, Justin. What do you think?
Yeah, we should definitely probably sit down and talk about that, since May's like...
What are we thinking? A Gundam for the first Mecha May?
Yeah, probably a Gundam. Or maybe something like, I don't know, on one of the Netflix shows or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah,
don't worry.
We'll get that figured out.
We'll talk
But this isn't about Mecha May yet. This is about what we have been watching this spring in 2020 season.
Yeah, so I guess we'll talk a little bit about... I just want to go ahead and just bowl right on into this one. Tower of God, Jared. Tower of God. So
it's been my favorite show this season so far.
I would say it's definitely one of my favorites this season thus far. I will say that I don't understand where all the negativity towards this show was coming from to begin with.
I haven't heard any negativity since we've gotten a few episodes in, but like that first episode, I heard quite a bit of negativity, and when I watched it, I was kind of like... I was like,
I don't quite understand this. Like, It's not bad. It's not, like, I'm never going to say... So I wouldn't say that this show lives up to the hype that it was getting from Crunchyroll, but I will say that it's not a bad show.
No, it's not like the next most amazing anime you have to watch.
No,
but this is like
I don't
a
think
7 out of 10 for me personally so far.
Yeah, probably like 6.4 for me, really. But honestly, like, it's out of the other stuff that we've been watching, it's definitely one of the more enjoyable ones. Yeah, I mean, it's really not that bad. I think it's a solid show. I think that I would say, does it meet expectations in terms of the hype that it was given? No. But do I think that it's bad? Also no. I mean, it's a show. It's a decent show.
Yeah, and so far I've been enjoying quite a few of the characters. Like, Rack is hilarious.
Yeah.
He just calls all of the people with, like, humans with different colored hair. That's their turtle color name. So, like, your main character, Bam, is what, Black Turtle?
Yeah, he's Black Turtle.
The action scenes have been pretty good. I like the animation through it so far. I think it has a nice visual appeal to it. It doesn't feel overly computer generated.
No, I wouldn't say so.
It definitely has that nice... it's not hand-drawn, but it looks good.
It's definitely not. But it still looks good. I mean, I think it's a decent show. I think it's worth checking out. It's just... Episode 5 literally just aired, and I think it's going to be a pretty decent episode.
Right. This is one of the shows where I'm actually excited every week for an episode to come out, which isn't for everything that I'm watching so far or have watched. This is one of the few ones where I'm like, okay, I really want to watch this. It's Wednesday. It's time to watch Tower of God.
Yep, that's about right. Let me think.
I should say before we move on, the ending and openings being done by a K-pop group, I love it. They're great. They're both excellent songs.
Yeah, they're both pretty good. I like them. Yeah, moving on here. The other show, one of the other shows that I was watching, I don't know if you've been watching it too, Jared, but My Next Life is a Villainess. All
I'm 2
routes lead to
episodes
doom.
into it, and I've been enjoying it quite a bit so far.
Yeah, so episode 4, I believe, just came out. I haven't watched it yet, but I was caught up before episode 4. And I mean, yeah, it's an enjoyable show. Again, it's nothing like stellar or anything, but it's funny. It's, the characters are all enjoyable. The story is interesting.
So it's been a very funny show
Yeah.
so far. I do like the characters. I like the art style of it. For an isekai, I think it's solid. Like, usually we get a lot of cookie cutter ones that follow the same kind of an outline. And I do like that you get, like, a female as your main protagonist in this. And then it's really... I wasn't sure if I was going to like, say, a kind of reverse harem kind of aspect to it. But the high level of comedy in that has definitely made the show for me personally.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's very good. I think that I agree completely with your analysis there. I got nothing much else to say about it.
Nothing else to add in.
No, I got nothing more to add in. I think you stole all my points.
I think it's just hilarious. Like,
yeah, it's a funny show. I think it's very enjoyable just to kind of watch. Now, moving on, I did watch a little bit, like I think the first couple episodes. I know this aired, I think, last season. But Ascendance of a Bookworm, I started it.
How is it so far? I've really been wanting to watch it. Is it something I would like?
I think there is a difference. Like it. I think you would like it. I don't particularly care.
It's more slice of life, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Very much so. Very much so. In addition to stuff that I've watched that you haven't watched is The Eighth Son. Are you kidding me? That's hot trash. I'm sorry. This show is not good. It's slow. It's boring. It's basically, it's just an isekai broken down to just the most basic of levels. It adds nothing really to the genre itself. It's just, yeah. It's nothing good.
Yeah, it looked like a very generic isekai to me when we did our preview episode for the spring.
Yeah.
And I was honestly just waiting for you to watch it because you said you were going to give me an idea if I should even bother spending 24 minutes on it.
I thought it might have been funny, but it really wasn't. It was pretty...
Yeah, it didn't look good to me. Dry. Like, I wasn't that interested to begin with, so I'm glad I didn't spend any time on that one.
Yeah, it's not great. Another switching back to a show that you and I have both watched, but I didn't particularly care for it, but you did. Sing Yesterday for me.
Oh my gosh, this. So between this and Tower of God, these are my two favorite shows this season. Yeah. I know you don't like a lot of the dialogue in Sing Yesterday for me, like,
yeah,
because a lot of it doesn't make sense, but it's that slice of life drama-y kind of love story-y show that I really enjoy them if they're done well, and I think this one is done very well. I really like the fact that so with this you don't have an opening song or anything. It just kicks right into the episodes, and then you get your ending song, which is really neat way to start the show.
Yeah,
every time it feels more of a drama that way.
I mean, I understand where it's good. Like, I can see like why people would like this show. But for me personally, I don't like the slice of life. I think the premise of the show, at least how it starts, is really kind of lame. It's like they're all out of college. There's clearly the main character is clearly just afraid of like doing anything that would require him to take a chance in life. I think the fact that like for some reason they're having like a 6-month college reunion is dumb. Like
well, I mean, that's so I don't know what they actually do in Japan, but like I don't know. Like that could be something that is done more frequently. Like over here in the United States, it's like a 5 or 10-year reunion.
Yeah, which makes sense. Like, you can actually get shit done in 5 to 10 years. 6 months, like...
I don't know, it might just be a way to meet up with people after, like, 6 months and just hang out, too.
I guess. I don't know. And then just some of the dialogue just kills me. Like, I don't know. It's just, like, talking, like, I don't know. I think one of them was, like, talking about how much they've matured since they left college. I'm like, bitch, you left 6 months ago.
Right.
You have not matured at all. Like, are you kidding me? Oh.
So I'm like the complete opposite point of view. The only thing that annoys me slightly, which I know that it's done to play up the drama aspect of the show to a certain degree, but with Rikyū always simping for Shinako.
Yes. Oh my god.
Like, honestly, Haru is fucking awesome. Like, and obviously she's had like definite like traumatic stuff happen to her life. I think that's what I like about this too, is it seems like all of the characters definitely have some traumatic baggage that is gonna pop up more and more throughout the show. Like, you've learned, like, okay, spoilers here, people.
Spoilers.
Try not to spoil too much, but like, one of your main characters, Shinaku, she's had like some pretty traumatic stuff go on in her life that, like, she doesn't want to fall in love with somebody.
Right.
Riku, the main male character in the show, was in love with her all throughout college and just never confessed it. So he's dealing with that throughout the beginning of the series. And then Haru...
Well, he's also dealing with, like, a lot of just, like... He just doesn't want to do anything that could potentially, like, be a high risk.
Right.
Basically. Like, he's in college. He has a college degree, and he's working part-time as a...
Convenience store clerk,
which is...
Yeah. So, and then you have Haru, who we haven't gotten her full background story yet, but she's definitely had some pretty traumatic stuff that happened to her as well, where she just doesn't want to get overly close with people. Like, so my favorite episode so far, full spoilers with this, has been the episode where Rikyū is supposed to go to a movie with Haru. Like, that episode, I don't know if you made it that far, Justin. That was episode 3.
No, I only made it through episode 2.
Oh, that episode is excellent. Excellent, because he screws up. Shinoko, like, gets sick and has a fever, so he, like, is supposed to take care of her. Well, not supposed to, but ends up taking care of her, missing the date, like, frantically running through the rain to get to the movie theater, and she's not there, only to go home, and then she's there waiting for him, and then that, like, breaks down, and then, like, it goes into her thing in that episode where she's like, well, since we don't have each other's phone numbers and stuff, it's, like, easy if something disappoints her for her to just, like, let go of it, you know? And it goes on from that, and it seems like a very well done show to me so far, and I'm really looking forward to getting through all these episodes. And I'm hoping it doesn't get delayed because I really like this show.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
I know it's not your cup of tea. This is like something that's more for me. I really like these kinds of shows.
Definitely more geared to you. Another show I was watching, it's not the current season, but I started watching No Gun Life, and that's a really good show.
Like, it looks absolutely, like, ridiculous, and I know Madhouse is doing it, so I have...
Amazing, dude. It's so good. Madhouse done it again. They did it again.
What's it on, by the way? Are you watching on Hulu?
I'm watching it on Hulu, so I'm watching right now the first season, which is fully dubbed at this point.
Probably a Funimation show, then. I'll have to add it to my list.
Yeah, I think it is a Funimation show. But it's really good. Like, if you like a nice, like, noir detective anime, it's real good. That's what this is. It's real good. Love it. Yeah,
it's on Funimation. I'm adding it to my list right now.
Yeah, it's a really good show. It's really good. Trying to think, what else have I been watching? I guess I did watch Beastars on Netflix, but I think that came out last season too, technically.
Beastars technically I think was in the fall. in Japan.
In Japan, but here
it came out in Netflix here.
Yeah, finally. Last season. So,
how was that? I've heard it's kind of weird at times, but it seems like from what I've heard, it's a show like you start watching it and then you can't finish. or you can't put it down. I'm sorry,
you can't put it down. I will say it is very much that kind of show. It is a little bit weird in certain spots. But I mean, I think it's okay. Am I gonna watch the second season? Maybe if I have the time, but I'm not gonna go out of my way to watch it now that I know what it is. But did I think that it was worth others to watch? Yeah, I think you could probably pick it up and watch it. I think it's a decent show. It's nothing I write home about, but it's certainly it's a serviceable TV show. Yeah,
right.
That's all I got to say about it. It's okay.
A show that I've been watching that I was actually pretty excited for that they were even going to be making was the reimagining of Digimon Adventure, which unfortunately has gotten delayed. I look forward to that
how
continuing.
Are the first 3 episodes?
100% different.
Were they?
Yeah, so
really
full spoilers or partial spoilers. Like they don't start out at the camp.
Really?
That's not where the show starts. They start out in Tokyo.
Really?
Yeah, and they already like Taichi and shoot, I forget the other one who has the wolf Digimon looking thing. I'm bad with names at the moment. Give me a second here. I've got the list up.
Yamato?
Where's my cast? Give me one moment here. Anyways, it starts out with like the digital world wreaking a little havoc on the real world. Like trains are acting up already and different things like that. And you have Taichi going into the digital world. Like,
oh wow.
The first episode, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So you have it's really hard for me to like say names because I watched the original series, and in America we completely changed the names.
Yeah,
it was Thai. Yeah. So I'm trying to get the correct names right now.
Damn you 4 kids.
Yeah. Like they completely screwed me up on that.
Damn 4 kids.
Why are the characters not showing up here? I'm gonna have to look up the original just to get the actual kids. Anyways, no, they start out like he goes to the digital world. He like gets Agumon there, and then he runs into the other Digidestined already in there, and then they fight off these things to save Tokyo. Like you get like the super Digivolved version where they combine each other already within like episode 3.
Really?
Yeah, and they save Tokyo from a nuke.
Oh wow!
And then at the end of episode, I think 3 is when they go to the camp, and that's when they're gonna get sucked into the digital world. Nice. So it's a completely different beginning to the anime, but I digged it. I thought it was really cool.
I mean, that sounds interesting for sure.
Yeah, like, so I was wondering what they were going to do with this since they're just rebooting the original. But I like it so far. Like, it's definitely different.
I might actually have to check it out because that was the one thing with Digimon that it was so slow to get to like the best parts, if you ask me.
Yeah, so they really like pushed the plot forward. It seems like real quick.
Yeah.
And I'm curious how that's going to play into like them finding, how in the original they had to find their crests, and then they could do their next Digivolve level. Because we didn't get Metal Greymon in this one. We did just get Greymon, I believe. I don't think we got Metal, if I remember correctly. So, it's definitely going to be interesting. Because we started to get... it is Yamato, the other Digidestined who was there, who had Gabumon
Yeah.
There we go. Who digivolved into Garurumon and all that.
Garurumon.
So, yeah, so.
Digivolved.
And you had I hate like having to use these names, but you had because I can't remember the Japanese one right off the top of my head right now. But you had the character who played in the American one. You had Iggy.
Yeah.
In the first episodes as well with Taichi.
Okay. Nice.
So you immediately get into a bunch of them, and then Taichi's sister is in the episodes as well.
Yeah.
And it's definitely different. And I like it.
I might have to check it out then, because that sounds a lot more interesting than the original series.
It is more interesting. It really is so far. And it was just starting to get to like where they're into the digital world, and then bam, delayed.
Okay. I'll have to take a look at it and watch the first couple of episodes, see what I think. But that's pretty cool that they went ahead and just basically just were like, yeah, we'll skip ahead to the best parts.
Yeah, I thought that was really neat. And I did not expect it at all.
Fair enough. Well, all right. Is there anything else you're watching?
Yeah, so I've got 3 more shows here. Next, I've got Kakushigoto. Okay. I watched the first episode of that, and that's the one about the manga artist who does like ecchi titles.
Right.
And then he has a daughter.
Right.
And he doesn't want her finding out that he's like this ecchi manga artist.
Right. How is that?
It was really good. So the first episode, it has him in the hospital when she's being born. And then when they see the name, they're like, oh, the nurse and like the doctor are like, you're that manga artist. And that's when he like starts freaking out and realizing, I don't want my daughter going through this.
Yeah.
So like the whole first episode is like, it's filled with some like hijinks when she's older, about him like pretending that he's not a manga artist. He has a normal job. So he'll go do his manga writing, and then he'll stop on his way home at a dry cleaner's and put on a suit.
Okay. Oh my
gosh. Do that. And then it also had like where one of my favorite things in the whole episode was it had a new person or a new editor that was supposed to meet him at his office, but got confused and went to his house instead.
Oh no!
And was wearing one of the limited edition shirts for his manga.
Oh my god!
And they run into his daughter there, so it goes through a couple of hijinks where he has to redraw on the shirt to something that isn't from his manga.
That's oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Yeah. Actually,
it's actually very funny. I've only seen the first episode, but I do at least plan on watching more because I was impressed enough to keep going with that.
All right.
I thought it was hysterical.
Fair enough.
And then next, another one where I've only watched the first episode, but the first episode just had me rolling. Wave Listen to Me.
Yeah, you were telling me about this one earlier.
Yeah, so this one is where Minari Koda is trying to work at a radio station, and then the whole beginning of the show, the first like 5 to 10 minutes, is her doing an audition.
Okay.
And the audition is the most ridiculous thing, Justin.
Okay.
So it involves her having to act like she's hosting her radio station show.
Yeah.
In a forest in Sapporo. And there's a bear there. And then it has her like saying all this, like reading these different confessions and questions from different listeners, like ones they've made up. And then it has her playing as like, oh, there's this bear in front of me, blah, blah, blah. And then as she's reading these, and then she's running from the bear, and then she ends up fighting the bear.
Oh my gosh.
And it just gets out of control, but she like ad-libs a bunch of stuff. So she doesn't end up getting that job. And then that goes to where she like was an idiot and like was in the bar with one of the people who she had auditioned for.
Okay.
And that's when she got really drunk and then went on this rant that later gets played in the radio station.
Oh,
and that's how she ends up getting the job there. Is because of that rant.
I'm like, how does she get this job then?
Yeah, that's how. Okay. And it was just hysterical.
Okay.
It was really funny. Like, I know my little synopsis probably doesn't give it justice on the comedy.
Was this on Funimation?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was very funny. Like, it was pretty much what I expected from the show when I first read the synopsis. Like, what, a month or two ago now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was about a month ago.
It's about what I expected. It's very funny.
Okay.
And then another show I'm really sad that got delayed. APPARE-RANMAN.
Yeah.
This was I was really getting into this. I really was enjoying it. It's just the character designs are really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's done by PEA Works, so the animation is wonderful. The coloring is great. The main character, I was so thrown off. I thought it was going. So you read the plot. It says, and it doesn't really say the genres. It just says the names or the genders. I mean,
right.
So from the art style, you're like, oh, that's a girl. No, it's a guy.
No.
So that took me a minute to get used to, but so far it has been excellent. I've only watched 2 episodes. There are 3 episodes out, but it has been delayed, so kind of taking my time on that one. But it started out in the very beginning, like showing them start the race, and then it kicked back to Japan with how they ended up getting to America and how your main character, Appare, is obsessed with tinkering with steam engines and other things.
Okay.
And it's very good so far. I really wasn't liking it. And I was really excited to get into the actual racing part, which I don't think in episode 3 we would have ended up getting into that yet with how the plot was progressing. But hopefully this one comes back soon, because I really want to finish it.
Yeah. Fair enough.
And then other than that, I think that's about all I've been watching. I haven't really gone into a back catalog of anything right now.
No, I haven't either.
What did I watch? I threw on the first episode of To Love Ru because that dub recently got put on High Dive.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And the first episode was pretty funny of that. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I had the itch to go back and start rewatching some of Dragon Ball Z for some reason.
Yeah, it comes up every now and then. It's just I thought
about it. I thought
it just kind of comes up every few months.
Man, I really got that itch to watch some Dragon Ball Z.
Got that flare up.
And I was gonna start at like the Frieza saga or something. Like, I've watched it all the way through a couple times, so I didn't need to watch like anything else. I'd start at like
you don't need to watch the Raditz, the Saiyan. Nah, you're good.
Yeah. So I thought about doing that, but then I was like, well, I should just watch something I haven't seen.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I put on a random episode of To Love Ru.
I'm trying to remember what I started rewatching again.
And then I had the thought, I was like, well, instead of watching any of those, I really should just watch Morgan Tama.
Fair enough.
That's what I should watch. And that's what I think I've decided is going to be like the show that's my goal to watch this year is all of Gintama.
I think I went and watched Samurai Champloo.
Nice. I thought about rewatching that not too long ago as well.
Yeah, I think that was what I just most recently rewatched.
Which is so funny to me that I get these feelings to rewatch shows when there's shows I know I should just watch that I haven't seen.
Oh, it's easy. Well, sometimes you just want to watch have a show on while you're doing other things. Like that's kind of what I did.
Something I've seen before.
Like I don't want to have to pay too close attention. Like sometimes, I don't know. Like for me, I want to be like on YouTube or Facebook or derping around on the internet, but I also want to watch something. And sometimes I'll just put on something that I know, like I don't know, Friends, How I Met Your Mother, or Scrubs, or classic
I
animes.
Do that as well.
Classic animes, like stuff that I've already seen. But yeah,
I don't think there was anything else this season that I want to watch. I haven't gone and looked at what's been streaming on High Dive this season. I'm trying to think if there was anything else. Oh, I watched the first episode of Listeners.
Yeah, that is one I did watch. That one.
The more I've sat on it, the more I've lost interest.
Yeah.
Like, I initially was like, oh, this is pretty cool. And I really like the concept where it's you have your characters that just like plug into this essentially what looks like a stereo sort of system or an amplifier, and then it turns into this mech, and then you fight with like sound and stuff, which was really, really cool concept. I didn't care about any of the characters. I really didn't.
No.
And after, I feel like I've gotten to the point with a lot of anime now where I know everybody has this like 3-episode rule, quote unquote.
Oh, mine's
rule.
normally 2.
And I feel like it should be honestly different with every person. If you want to give a show 3 episodes to see if it picks up and is good, go for it. I think I've watched enough shows at this point where I can typically watch 1 episode or 2 episodes and see if it catches my interest at all. And in 1 episode, listeners had a really good idea, but it didn't capture my interest at all, and I didn't care about the 2 main characters whatsoever.
Well, yeah, if you don't care about the 2 main characters, then what's the point, right?
Like... Exactly. Especially when I've watched a lot of other shows this season, and like the first episode has grasped me, and I've been curious about what's going to continue to happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, that's good enough for a reason to stop.
Yeah, that's what I thought. What else? I've been meaning to try to get into the Index/Railgun universe as well.
Oh,
that's something I've been trying to make an effort to watch.
Got you.
And I tried to start an episode, and then I had issues with Funimation's website, and then I couldn't get through the first episode, so I kind of put that one on hold for a minute. I need to get back to that too.
Fair enough. All right. Well, is that it?
I think honestly, that's it. Like, I expected us to have a much longer mid-season review, but like we said at the beginning, with so many shows being delayed and pushed back to who knows when, we're not watching a ton right now. Just watching a few things.
Yep, that's about right. Well, what are you guys watching? Why don't you go ahead and head on over to our Discord chat, link in the description, and tell us what you're watching. Or, you can tweet at us at the Talk Anime Pod.
Yes. Let us know what you're watching. Tell us what
do you think about our reviews of some of these shows.
Yeah.
Talk to us. We like to hear from you.
We do.
Until then, y'all have a good weekend, a good week, and we'll see you next time.
See you next week, everyone.
Bye.